Good morning. Would you like another meditation technique today? This one came up for me today because I got very little sleep last night, and my body is kind of having, I don't know, you'd almost call it like a tantrum. Inside myself, my body's going, ah. So that makes it really difficult to meditate. And so this technique came to mind because I find it very effective when there's a lot of anxiety, or there's a lot of mental activity, or in this case, a lot of physical jangliness, kind of. It's just, really hard to find a peaceful place. So here's the technique. It's really simple. Imagine sitting beside yourself on a bench in the temple of your heart. Imagine, see if you can't picture your smaller self, or in this case, it was my physical self that was so anxious, sitting beside your higher self. It sounds so simple and so nothing, but it's really effective. It works really well. And part of how that works is the energy of the higher self is kind of angelic. It's this really strong, clear, calm energy of compassion and peacefulness and love. So when I started this meditation, I'll tell you how this works in this one example anyway. I started the meditation and I was identified with this little jangly, almost like a kid self, sitting there going, ah, or whatever it was doing. It just, not being quiet was essentially what it was doing. And this other self, this higher self, sitting beside, just so deep in this energy of calm and peace and acceptance that nothing going on over here is going to disturb the peacefulness and love energy that's going on over here. So it starts out that way. But what happens after a little while is, as I become more and more aware of this energy sort of radiating from the higher self, my awareness begins to shift from that being inside and attached to the small self, and begins to shift over towards being settled into the higher self. So in a while, I end up observing that little self still going crazy over there. But I'm not in it, I'm observing it from beside, and with a sense of, I don't even think you have to try to call up these emotions, but there's just this sense of acceptance and compassion for that little struggling being, and love. And it's just, I find it slips me very naturally and effortlessly into a more peaceful state of meditation. And sometimes that's the only way I can get a little distance. Sometimes that noisy, crazy self is so strong, or for some reason I'm just so hooked into it that it's virtually impossible to just sit. It just feels, and how crazy is that? You can't sit, right? But sometimes it just feels so like challenging, and then it brings up all kinds of, attempting and striving to overcome this urge to get up, or this craziness that's going on inside, or whatever. It becomes like a battle, which, as I've said before, as soon as you're in a struggling or a fighting mode, the ego's in its element, and it's winning kind of thing. You're not going to achieve a very effective meditation state from there. So this is a way of approaching that where it's not a struggle anymore. It just becomes natural and easy. And no matter how long that little chaos is going on, if it's going on the whole time, it doesn't even matter, because you're not in it. You're just sitting beside that. And there's a sense of not rejection of it or judgment of it. There's a sense of acceptance and compassion and just a deeper peace that's beyond the jangliness. So I'm not sure if there's anything else that wants to come through about that right now. I think I just want to, I just want to share it with you because it's so effective for those really, really challenging times, and it's such a wonderful feeling. And it's a way of befriending yourself. You don't have to abandon that part of yourself that's going through something that's fairly intense, or maybe very intense. You don't have to abandon it. You don't have to judge it or reject it or fight it. You can let it be, and just that is miraculous all on its own. That's a start of self-love. And when we can bring that energy to it, it automatically starts to, fade a little bit. I mean, we can't intend to make it go away by loving it. It's really not going to work because we know what we're doing. We're inside of that. But these emotions that come up, or feelings, pain is the same. It's like it's a physical emotion in a way. It's a body emotion. They just want to be heard. They want to be witnessed. They have something to say, and they want to get their message across. And as soon as they do that, they're done. Their whole purpose is done, and they just peacefully fade away and move on. It only sticks or gets stuck when we're resisting it or trying not to listen. We do that with pain a lot. In our culture, we're kind of phobic about pain. And yet pain can be a fantastic ally and teacher, as long as we can approach it like that and not like something that we're trying to avoid at all costs. Like, oh my God, don't let me feel pain. That's one of the things I found most effective, as an aside, with Vipassana meditation. I thought, my goodness, why isn't everyone learning this? Because it teaches us how to work with pain and deal with pain and even overcome pain. Not on purpose, right? That's not the intention, but that's how that's the result. I thought everyone has pain in some form of their life at some point. Why aren't we teaching kids what to do with it? Like, what do you do with pain? Anyway, this is one small version of a way to deal with mental, or in some cases physical, pain in a meditation. All right, I think that's all I'm that's all I've got for the moment. And, try that sometime. I think you might find it surprisingly lovely and surprisingly effective. And I don't want to give you the impression that a meditation has to be a certain way to be doing it right, kind of thing. But at the same time, we are aiming for a certain peacefulness or quietness if we can. And so holding both of those lightly, this is something that I think can serve us. At least I know that it serves me well. And now I have this little video reminder of that. So, hoping your day is lovely and that you can maintain that sense of peace and acceptance, even while other things may be going on in your body or mind or environment. So have a blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Blessed be.